everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Kara and I currently live in the Dominican Republic. Today I'm going to do a quick comparison between Ubers and using public transportation. These are the two main methods of getting around that I use. Personally, I use Uber a lot more frequently, so I cannot say that I am a pro on the public transportation. For me, it seems a little bit not quite user-friendly for beginners, but I will explain that in a bit. The first thing I want to talk about is the price. Uber is going to be a bit more pricey, and public transportation tends to be a lot cheaper, a lot more affordable, especially for someone who is on a budget or looking to save money. For example, yesterday I went somewhere, but I took Uber to get to the place where the public transportation was leaving from, and the Uber was still about 50 pesos more than the trip that I was taking in public transportation, which was probably about 3 times as long in distance or time. If I had taken the Uber straight to the place that I was going, which is a bit farther away, that would have been a much higher price. So Uber is going to be a higher price point. The second thing I want to talk about is getting to where you're going. So if you know exactly where you are going, then you can just plug that address into Uber and you can go directly there. Public transportation, however, what you'll need to do is either find a route or find a street that has a lot of cars passing by that are public transportation cars or buses, and then that will take you hopefully close to the place, or they'll take you to Duarte, which is where a lot of the public transportation is sort of based out of. And from there in Duarte you can sort of look for the bus or the car that will take you to the place that you want to be at, but it won't take you directly to a place like Uber will. If you prefer the simplicity of just going doorstep to doorstep, then Uber will be your best option, even if it is a bit higher in price. However, I will say that despite this being a big city, the prices for Uber are nothing compared to the prices for Uber in a big city like, say, Miami. There I was spending $15 to $20, even $30 on an Uber, but here I can't think of a time when I've spent even $10. So it's usually around $2 to $3 because I'm usually going somewhere close, or a little bit higher, like $6 to $10, but it's nothing crazy. So that is the second thing, that Uber will take you directly to a place, but the public transportation, you might have to figure out a route that goes closer, passes by, or figure out a way to walk to a street that will have the cars passing by where you can catch a car, and that will take you closer to the place. The third thing I want to talk about is that Uber is pretty user-friendly, so you can just download the app, open the app, type in where you want to go, and then select your ride, confirm the ride, and someone will come pick you up and take you directly to where you need to go. Public transportation, however, I found to be a little bit non-beginner friendly because there are different cars that take different routes, and you have to find a car that is passing by or going on a route that will take you to where you need to go. All the cars have these numbers, and a lot of people who use it regularly, they know the numbers of which cars they need to take to get to a certain place. But for people who are just using it sort of recreationally or not depending on it on a daily basis, like me, I don't use it on a daily basis. I have not gotten into that world. It does not seem like something that I will ever really have remembered. And I even know Dominicans who are not even sure about what the numbers mean or what number bus or car they should take. So it is something that does have a learning curve. It takes a little bit to figure out the public transportation system. With Uber, it will take you from any place to any place essentially. Number 4, let's talk about the different options available. With Uber, you have the option to take a car, which will be a private ride. You also have the option to take a motorcycle, and you also have the option to take a larger car, so Uber XL, where you can fit more people, maybe more luggage if that's what you need. Public transportation, the options are the shared cars, and they have buses. The buses come in different sizes. They can be like what we call like vans, not minivans, but the bigger vans in the US. They have those, and they have the bigger buses that you might typically think of as a bus. The thing I want to talk about is the aspect of whether you want to share your ride with someone else. In Uber, it's always going to be private. I've seen the option in other cities to share a ride with someone and sort of save money doing that, but here that is not an option, at least for now. Public transportation will always be shared, and let me tell you, it's not only shared, but it's going to be a lot of people in one car. If you're taking the bus, it'll obviously be one person per each seat, but then the people keep coming, they hold on to the railings, you know. I don't think that's anything out of the norm. Might be a little bit more crowded than people in the US are used to. But in the cars, it's also very crowded. In COVID times, they were just fitting 4 people in a car. So the driver, 3 people in the back, and 1 person in the front. Now that COVID is essentially over, they are back to having 6 people in a car. So that's 4 people in the back and 2 people in the passenger seat along with the driver. So that can be a little bit uncomfortable. Yesterday when I took it, I honestly, my legs fell asleep and I could not walk. So I just stood there for a second, let the blood flow back through my feet, and then I was able to walk where I needed to go. Anyways, it's not the most comfortable thing, but you do have the option to pay double. For example, what I was paying was 75 pesos. If I had paid 150, then they would have just let there be 3 people in the back instead of 4. So you can do that if you'd rather not be uncomfortable. But I tend to be quite frugal. Uber will definitely be more comfortable. The 5th thing I want to talk about is the condition of the cars. Uber cars are generally newer, nicer looking. Generally they have air conditioning and they're comfortable, they're nice, they're in a good condition. Public transportation cars, I cannot say the same. If you were in the US, these cars would not even come close to passing inspection. Some of them don't have door handles. The stuff in the car is just like falling apart. You see the foam, the walls are coming apart, seats are coming apart. They don't look great from the outside. If you were in the US, these would not pass inspection unless you bribed someone a lot of money. The cars are kind of falling apart a little bit, but they still work. People still drive them. They make their money with these cars, so it works. The 6th thing is timeliness. So Uber will always tell you what time the car will arrive at your place, what time they estimate the car will arrive at your destination, and it will give you about how much time is left before the Uber driver arrives. So it is very conscientious of timeliness, whereas public transportation, you get in the car and you wait for it to leave whenever the car fills up. Or if you get in a bus, you wait until the bus fills up. There's not really exactly specific times. For longer distances, there may be specific times that the buses leave, but in general, these are things you have to go and sort of figure out for yourself. If you're looking to go visit a place, like go to the beach or something, you will probably have to go to Duarte, which is where a lot of the public transportation stems from, and then you find a bus there. You can ask around and people can help you get directions. It can be hard to figure out because a lot of these things don't have online resources that you can look up and say, this bus will leave from here at this time. It's sort of something you figure out when you get there. Whereas Uber will always be telling you what time the Uber is going to arrive, what time you will arrive at the place. So there is more guaranteed timeliness with Uber than with the public transportation. I hope this was helpful to someone if you are looking to come here and you're not sure how to get around. Those are your 2 main options. There's Uber, there's also InDriver, and then there are public transportation options like the buses and cars. As I mentioned, the cars will be a little bit more full, a little bit less comfortable, and a little bit less nice. But if you're looking for a completely comfortable experience, you don't care about the price, then I would go with Uber. That is all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.